Over this weekend, the infamous WebToons webcomic Lore Olympus has ended. Well, it did if you bought the Fast Pass. The free version will be out in 3 weeks, but I couldn't wait. I read it and I was satisfied. I thought it had a very, very good ending. Did it still leave me with questions about some of the characters? Yes, but when I thought about it, it's really just because I liked the version of those characters so much I wanted to see more what their lives are going to be like. But that's what fanfics are for. So even though I was satisfied, I still, was in the mood for more Greek mythology. So I decided to watch Netflix's animated series, Blood of Zeus. I saw trailers of it years ago, but I did not watch the first season because it just looked so stiff. It did. It looked, I don't know, barely a reboot because it was just exactly what you expect of Greek mythology, with seriousness, with the sort of macho heroism sort of thing, blah, magic, brave heroes like go through trials. I read that, I saw those movies, I was good. And yet I still wanted Greek mythology because I still do like the heroes and magic. I watched it anyway. Mostly because, and this is so sappy of me, I was excited that season 2 had Hades and Persephone. These days, they've become a very endearing romance. Yeah. It's the main focus on Lore Olympus, and yeah, in the second season, to not make Hades so much as a satanic villain, but just a dude with an unhappy situation, a little bit more understanding. Yeah, that's what Blood of Zeus did for Hades in this way. He misses his wife when she goes away, and it is done so overly dramatically sad, with their kids crying, and yeah, his mother-in-law just being really mean to all of them. Yeah. It's not the style of this show to talk out the problems. No, it's more about challenges and fighting and, dude stuff. I know that's so gendered, but yeah. And that is, the whole thing about the Blood of Zeus. It is it's not very deep. It's got the stuff that you typically would expect from a Greek retelling, kind of like Clash of the Titans, especially the new version. It's just action. And yeah, I got to admit that the action is still pretty good. Yeah, it's still animated, pretty gory, and I can respect that. The fight scenes complicated or exciting, some more than others. Is there a lot of animation with the characters? Kind of does that thing where the characters don't really move that much, they just speak, and the dialogue is decent. Yeah, the dialogue is, written and such. Apparently the creators are of, Greek heritage, so I think that's a little special. Yeah. So it is exactly what you expect it to be, but that doesn't mean it's bad. I didn't love it, but it was a good watch. It does, especially the music. Music is what really sells it to me. The grandeur, the epicness, the history, and just majesty of these classic Greek characters. It does have that wow-ness with, how it's scaled, how important, everyone's pride is, and that is always the problem with the Olympians. They have cool magic powers, but they always fight over the pettiest little things, usually to beautiful consequences, at least for my entertainment. Zeus turning people into trees, Athena turning people into bugs, Hera turning people into cows. Yeah. Always weird compromises. In this case, now Blood of Zeus has a demigod made-up son from Zeus, of course. He pissed off Hera again, but this time she's really pissed off. Oh, and this is the most, vengeful Hera I've seen in a while, and that is kind of how I expect her to be. The evil stepmother, the power. She has this relationship with Zeus where she hates him for constantly embarrassing her with the affairs, but then, she also did a lot to make sure he stayed king. Oy. So yeah, that is all Hera is, but it's done pretty well for, how much deepness you expect from it. I couldn't help but compare it to how the Hera in Lore Olympus is. In that version, because it tries to do a more like, modern play, that version of Hera, even though she still looks young, is a jaded woman. She's past her prime. She's kind of like an old Hollywood starlet that's, having to talk to everyone. Like, even though she looks young, she still kind of like talks like a haughty grandmother. In the Lore Olympus version, it mostly shows Hera's regret, not her rage, but the regret she had from her rage and from marrying Zeus. And yeah. In the Blood of Zeus version, he is the Zeus I, grew up with and expected. He seems like a noble king, a fun guy, but damn, even though he tries to be nice to his kids, he has no real respect or responsibility for, the women in his life. Damn. Damn. In Blood of Zeus, it focuses more on, how he's trying to keep up with his job and trying to, keep the reign on his kids. He doesn't teach them to be better than he is. He just threatens them. Which, which is so Zeus. In the Lore Olympus version, he's more of, a pretty boy who does not really understand why his family doesn't want to hang out with him. He tries to laugh everything off, but he's just sort of a bully that did not grow up. Even though he has so many kids, he doesn't really know how to treat them or talk to them. He, with his sons, he seems almost in competition with them about everything. With his daughters, he kind of babies them. They all avoid him for different reasons. But anyway, so the main plot line of Blood of Zeus, I didn't really care about Heron. I get that he is the kind of hero that, people want to see in that basic Mary Sue kind of way. But my, focus was more on how Hades was made more sympathetic and how he was trying to, use this guy, Seraphim, who is apparently Heron's, half-brother, though he's a monster. The Seraphim dude, and I'm pretty sure that's some kind of Christian name for angels or whatever. He has his reasons for being evil, but it doesn't really excuse the violence. Yeah. Of course, the bad guy is the most likable character. Ain't that the way? Yeah. So while the action with Seraphim and finding humanity in him was interesting, even though he didn't really give up his anger or his violence, you at least found some humanity in him. All the rest of the gods, Artemis, Apollo, Ares is definitely still a bully. He is mean to his little half-brother. I have not heard the word bastard said so much, in Greek mythology before this series. I always kind of thought it was hey, even half-brother is still a brother. This version of Ares does not feel that way. Sad. But anyway, the fact that all the other gods are there, it still does that problem where it focuses more on the demigod than it does the rest of the gods. In Lore Olympus, it focused more on Persephone and who she was immediately talking to, and gave some side stories, in the first season and a little in the second season, but way less in the third. With Lore Olympus, how I like the other gods. They made me fall in love with their version of Artemis and Eros, who is also Cupid, and Echo, Hera's girlfriend, and Morpheus. There were a lot of great characters that they made in Lore Olympus, but because Persephone is the main character, and she did have interesting trials, it focuses on her. That, and I think a comic, you try to keep certain deadlines, it's hard to do a lot of storylines. Which is why if Lore Olympus becomes a series, I would be most excited to see how they handle all the other character stories. I don't need to change anything about how Persephone and Hades proceed. I just want to see more of the side characters, their version of Athena and how she's all boyish. And what does Ares do? How does he set up for war? Heck, how Aphrodite has all her kids and how they handle that. In Lore Olympus, Hephaestus is more of just a handsome, tall nerd with the prosthetic legs. Yeah. Again, this is very past, and he and Hera, she wants to talk to her son, but he kind of brushes her off, and even though it's not explained in the comic, if you're a fan of it, you know that, she kicked him out of the house. I think she and Zeus, it depends on which version you read, kicked him out of the house, and now she regrets that. It's sad. But in the Blood of Zeus, all the other famous siblings, some are cool with Heron, some are indifferent, some hate him, they're all just kind of like this one blob where, you know, they show off their superpower, but they're all just like one form, like acting in the background. And I'm disappointed with that. I want to see more of the side characters, like Hestia and all that. Ugh, she's mentioned. Demeter, who gets more villainous with every, like, reincarnation. Like, there's that Hades 2 game. Again, Hades' family is getting more endearing. His daughter, Melinoe, the goddess of ghost and nightmares, barely talked about in the mythology. She's getting really popular these days. Anyway, her grandmother, Demeter, yeah, she's still bitter about her daughter getting married, and I don't even think it's because of Hades. I think she would always hate whoever her son-in-law was. In, like, Blood of Zeus, she turns into a great villainess, almost on par with Hera. In Lord Olympus, she's more of just a perfectionist who really needs to, I don't know, smoke weed, get a date, just kind of find some other hobby besides micromanaging her daughter. Yeah. But no, I love Lord Olympus Demeter. She's complicated, but damn does she's a ball kicker, and I love her for that. So, am I satisfied with Blood of Zeus? It is what I expected it to be, but again, that doesn't make it bad. If you're a Greek mythology fan and you accept the tone of the show with, you know, definitely being epic, but not moving very quickly. There are action scenes and it sets up a magical quest, of course, and it goes very slowly while also making some ground, but again, slow ground. Definitely, if you liked Lord of the Rings with its slow pace and its like crazy, like big magical settings, you're definitely going to enjoy Blood of Zeus. If you're a Greek mythology fan and just like any version of retellings, then it's fine. If you're an animation fan, there are some gorgeous character designs, I'll admit, but they don't act that much. Honestly, the most like memorable parts for me are all the horror aspects, like when the gods are really killing people. Shame on them, but damn, did they make it creative. If I could, I really do recommend Lord Olympus. People complain about its faults, but you're welcome to it. All of its pros are how it took these classic characters and did put them through a new lens while also still being like, they still maintain the traits that I like about the characters. Yes, Zeus is a slut. He's also a fun to be around slut, not for his family who he's mean to, or his dates who he forgets about, but damn his one-liners and how he still thinks he's the good guy. He succeeds in some parts and fails in most. It's amazing. So Lore Olympus, I do recommend as a webcomic. It is mostly a romance, and some people are like, oi, girl stuff, but if you really want good character development, it's good. It talks more about the underworld characters that I don't hear a lot of stories of. It gives the perspective on how it is being like a chick in Zeus's world. Yeah. I think it does so very, very well. It shows a lot of the like nepotism and hypocrisy of Olympus and the underworld, and heck, even the mortal realm in some cases. Yeah, it shows that parents are people. They are flawed, they are stupid, they are also wise and have seen stuff. It's all very complicated. But it also, in my opinion, very rich psychology. So I love Lore Olympus, and I do hope more people read it. It's in print, and the majority of it, if it's like 300 chapters, except for like the last 3, are free online. So get into it, it's a hoot. So yeah. That's just my opinion. I really wanted this to be about the Blood of Zeus, but I really don't have that much to say about it. But thank you for clicking on me, and please like, comment, subscribe, whatever.